There we go, cashing in on free plants again.
Hi, Cara.
Hey friends, welcome back to the Renewed Homestead. Yeah, plants. It's almost spring. Well, I'd call this a false spring.
It's definitely
a false spring.
We got winter coming back in a few days.
Yes, but everything's wanting to bust out and bloom, and here I am in shorts again. But yeah, we've got cold coming. But last weekend, what did we do?
We actually went down to the Farm Connection and we worked for plants, basically.
Yeah.
As we joked about last year, we'll work for food, right?
Exactly what we're doing.
So we actually went down and tagged plants for them, and in exchange, they actually gave us store credit. So we were able to go and actually pick out plants that we wanted, and it really didn't cost us a thing outside of some labor.
That's right. Well, and she actually threw in a couple of free willow trees that they were working on. So
yes.
Yeah. So this one is a beauty berry, and I know you've been after this one for a while.
I have.
Why is that?
The native beauty berry, not the Chinese beauty berry or Asian beauty berry. The native beauty berry, number one, this is our main garden. This is going to support native pollinators and small mammals like birds and other native species that are here. And how many times can I say native? But it also...
At least once more is always Miss Swan.
At least once more, Miss Swan. As always.
Right. So it grows about, what, 4 to 8 feet?
So, yeah, 4 to 8 feet wide, and I think it max height is 6 to 8.
I think so.
Yeah, basically a big ball.
Yeah, it's a shrub.
It's pretty.
And it's a really pretty shrub, and it produces these really beautiful berries, like we said, that are going to help the native ecosystem. So it's going to help our garden with the pollinators, but it's also medicinal. So you can actually take the leaves of this plant and you can either make a tincture with alcohol and spray it on you, or you can just go and grab the leaves and spread it on your skin, and it actually repels mosquitoes, ticks, and fire ants. So it's really beneficial, and it's deer resistant. Yay!
But it's also, no, I'm thinking of another plant, never mind. But we did see these actually as accent plants in a park over in Tennessee one weekend.
We did.
Yeah, there were a bunch of them, really pretty.
But it was really cool that they had focused on native plants at this park in Tennessee.
Yep. So, all right. So yeah, bare root season is upon us. Fall bare root is the best, but it is impossible. We've talked to, we're friends with the owners. We talked to them and they're like, yeah, they're just the timing for the people that grow the plants, the commercial nurseries, to dig it up, get them shipped before they freeze. It's real tricky, so that's why you usually don't find bare root in the fall. But spring's the next best, and spring is upon us. So
yes, and if y'all are not familiar with the Farm Connection, I will input their information in the description. Great plants. I can tell you we've gotten trees and plants from a lot of different nurseries. We don't have issues with their plants, and it's because they put even their bare roots in compost and soil.
Immediately.
So, yeah, immediately. So that way when you actually plant it in the ground, it's not shocked, and it's had plenty of water, and it hasn't dried out, I guess is the word I'm trying to use.
Right. Well, and I am going to do a little plug for them. They are our friends, but like Denise said, they take good care of their plants. Twice now we have gone and volunteered at Plants for Everyone here in Asheville, and we've talked to other people who have had this exact same problem. Either the trees die or they come back from the rootstock, which is the base that you don't want. The desired scions die off. So we have traded a lot of hours for trees that died. So yeah, they might be a little bit cheaper on paper, but in the long run, I don't recommend it. We didn't even bother ordering anything from them. We did get a couple of good blueberries from them.
The blueberries were okay, but the trees we've had issues with. And we actually bought, and I think y'all saw we did a video on it. We went to Tractor Supply and they had the trees on a really great discount. They were like $5 or $10, so we grabbed 3.
They were at the end of the season, so these poor things were out in the heat of the summer, and their leaves were shriveled, and they did not
There
look
was like
good.
the roots weren't even hardly in dirt at all, right?
Right.
And those are thriving. So, so when you compare And we really haven't had many issues with any other trees that we have gotten from other people. There's a local guy here in Boone that we've gotten apple trees from that have done great. So we highly recommend the Farm Connection, and they're very knowledgeable about native species plants as well.
Very, very. Yep. Okay, so let's get this one in the ground. We need some rabbit poop. You want a little on the bottom or no?
No, rabbit poop will go after the cardboard.
Okay, well, let me drag it down here.
Yeah, so we plant our shrubs just like we do our trees. So we're gonna put the plant in the ground, we'll cover it, we'll put some mulch down, then we'll put the cardboard, and then we'll put more mulch. We don't really have a lot of wood chips right now, so we're just gonna go ahead and use the rabbit nesting, I guess the rabbit hay and straw and stuff that we got from the rabbit cages to do that.
Yep. And we got worms. Lots of worms. It's crazy. Arizona, you don't get night crawlers, at least in the city. Out here, you walk out at night, hit it with the flashlight, and the whole ground just goes back into their holes. It's wild.
People back here, people who lived here their whole lives know it.
Well, yeah, they do. They do. But you city folk out there. All right, and while you're all thinking about spring planting, you need a hoary knife. I'm telling you, best tool out there. Blackwood, rosewood handle. Metal runs from tip to toe. I don't know what the full tine is what they call it. But anyway, the metal goes all the way through, so you're not going to snap it like one of those cheap ones. But
Japanese steel?
Japanese steel. Available on renewedhomestead.com/shop. You need one. Your neighbors need one. Your friends need one. Everybody's birthday needs one.
Yes.
They're a great tool. We use it all the time. And I've not yet had to sharpen this edge. You know, and if you haven't seen it, why the cardboard suppresses the weeds, calls in the worms, and helps keep the moisture in place while this thing gets established.
And we have several videos on how we plant trees this same way.
Yep. I guess if there was one problem with using rabbit poop, it's round and it rolls downhill. And then what we're standing on, these dried leaves over here, that's the comfrey starting to show signs. So before long, we'll be able to have the comfrey roots available on our website as well.
We're hoping about the next week and a half.
Yeah, because it's really poking up. So.
Yeah, so the cardboard will break down, will also help feed the soil as well as the worms, as Ben stated. This mulch is going to break down and fertilize it and suppress the weeds so it can grow up nice, strong, and healthy.
Yep. Even though we have rain in the forecast in a couple of days, we're going to spray this down, soak that cardboard, give the roots a good soaking, and we're done.
Yeah, and if you were in a dry state, like if we were still in Arizona, we would have soaked the cardboard before we put the mulch on top, but we are getting rain for the next 2 days, and we're a wet climate, so we don't worry about doing that. But if you are in a dry climate, spray the cardboard before.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so will work for food? It works. You know, like I say, go down and find your local plant nursery. I don't know that the big commercial ones would do that, insurance business and all that. But your local guys, they're usually far more knowledgeable about your area and what you're doing.
Yeah, because Home Depot, Walmart, they get the same plants in no matter what part of the country you're in. They were selling citrus here, y'all. Like, citrus doesn't grow here, but okay.
Maybe in a greenhouse, but I remember Williams Meyer lemon didn't survive. But anyway, so go talk to them and don't just show up and expect them to bring you on. And in fact, like right now would probably be a really good time because they are getting their bare roots in. This is when they would need the help, you know, tagging, and that's what we spent the whole day doing. It's just those little white tags that you saw around each trees. My fingers are actually sore by the end of the
plants.
day. Yeah, trees, bushes, all of it. But that's where they need the help. But let them know ahead of time you're interested, and hopefully if they need you, they'll give you a call and you can earn free plants.
Yeah, because good help's hard to find, and you know, you can build your orchard or your garden for free with just a little bit of labor. So
yeah, and it's fun. We got to meet some nice people and
learn some stuff we didn't know.
We did. In fact, we learned well, we'll talk about that later, the apple tree.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
Yeah, so
But yeah, so we got an apple tree, and we got more blueberries. We love blueberries, y'all. A high bush
More of 'em.
American high bush cranberry.
Yep.
We got the beautyberry. We got a sweet shrub. So native plants outside of the apple tree, of course,
Yeah.
and the blueberries. But yeah, we got quite a bit. We actually got lobelia, some herbal plants as well.
Yep. And some clover seed that we need because we've got some area down here that just.
Yeah, as y'all know, we're doing Dutch white clover as our ground cover because we don't till.
Yep.
So
Right behind you there is nice and green already. I
Yeah.
hadn't really paid attention. Yeah, and we still have credit.
sell $50. Woo!
All right. Well, hey, let us know if you've done that. If you're working for food besides the 9 to 5 working for food, working for free plants, let us know if you've done that or if you think you might do it. Just a good time. So.
Yeah, and just a quick note, right? Like the beautyberry is going to feed the small mammals and the pollinators, right? Could we eat the berries? Yes, they're high in vitamin C, but typically we're going to plant those for wildlife. So just remember, in your garden, you not only need to feed yourselves, you need to feed the other insects that are in your area. So think of it as an entire ecosystem, some for you, some for them. So just kind of look around and see what native flowering shrubs that you can plant that can support the native insects and pollinators and beneficial insects near you.
Besides, even the most sour berries can be sweetened up with enough sugar.
Yeah, then it's not going to be that healthy for you.
It still has vitamin C in it. I mean, it's far more healthy than most of the jams you get in the grocery store.
You tell yourself that.
Yeah,
darling.
anyway. All right, everybody. Hope this was a blessing to you, and keep up the prayers. As we say, this crazy, crazy world has gotten even more crazy, if that's at all possible.
You're going to be planting a lot this year.
Yeah, I say every time the government does something stupid, I plant something.
You're
so
going to be planting every 5 minutes.
I need to buy some more acreages.
Oh, sorry. Japanese ladybug. I didn't know what it was.
Oh,
Asian lady beetle. They're
Mike, you
everywhere
didn't step
right
on
now.
me this time.
So,
Anyway, all right, everybody. Take care. God bless. We'll see y'all on the next video.
bye, y'all.
Bye.
Make it so.